Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and today I'm going to be talking about how to shift your mindset throughout the day during your chronic dizziness recovery journey. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the importance of the mindset in the recovery journey, and then I'll give you a few different practices to try and shift your mindset throughout the day. So let's get into it. So why is a positive mindset so essential for recovery? Well, during my healing journey, it was pretty much the baseline of my good or bad days. I could make my days so much better or worse with my mindset and focus. Now, trust me, I know just how difficult it can be to maintain a positive mindset through recovery. I mean, there were some days where I just wanted to lay on the sofa and it ceased to exist. Pretty much. Like I honestly couldn't bear it some days, and I totally understand you. It's so difficult. But I kept trying. Every single day I kept trying just a little bit more to focus on more positive things, to shift my mindset as much as I could. And sometimes the best I can do was achieve a neutral mindset, not positive or negative, just kind of existing. And that's totally okay as well. If that's all you can achieve right now, that's totally fine. But I will say that having mindset practices you can do every day as kind of a routine, I think will be really beneficial for you. And as my Instagram community knows, I am really into the law of attraction. So I fully believe 100% that our thoughts, focus, and emotions and behavior can contribute to our physical well-being. And I know this to be true because I've experienced it countless times on my healing journey. There were times when my symptoms were completely unbearable, but I decided to get off my bed, drag myself into my garden, in the sunshine. I would sit there, I would read my favorite spiritual book by Abraham Hicks, which is Ask and Is Given. And I just spent the next hour visualizing how I would feel once I was fully recovered. And sometimes that made me feel really sad that I didn't yet have that reality, but I tried really hard to continuously shift my thoughts during that hour when I was outside. I would read a bit of the book and then I would look into the distance and think about it. I would have my favorite music in my ears. It was just a really positive atmosphere, and also just being outside made my energy just rise naturally. And as I did that, I could shift the symptoms pretty quickly. When I really focused on it, my symptoms could reduce by like 50% in an hour. So this is just how powerful your mind truly is. And during my own healing journey, I noticed the same kind of emotional patterns emerging on my good and bad days. So when my physical symptoms were worse, my mindset was usually like, oh, this is too hard, I'm never gonna get better, there's no point in even trying. But on my good days, I noticed that I was a lot more positive and I believed in my recovery a lot more. So I just want to give you a little quote that I've heard, and I cannot remember who said it. I think it might have been Louise Hay. Some spiritual teacher has said this, so I'm just going to repeat it to you now. Yesterday's thoughts create today's reality. And I really liked that quote because it tells me that, okay, it's not going to change immediately, Yesterday's thoughts created today's reality, contributed to today's reality anyway. So in order for things to change, we need to think new thoughts, because our reality is never going to shift if we continuously think the exact same thoughts about our well-being. How can it shift when our negative attention is on it 24/7? And I know it can be so challenging when you do this work and then it doesn't immediately work. There were loads of times where I got so angry and frustrated because I was doing this positive mindset shifting work all morning and then my symptoms were still crap by the evening. And I was like, well, this is obviously just not working. But it really takes some time to shift the momentum into positive, because I had so much momentum on the negative vibe, but I just had to keep reminding myself that today's mindset creates tomorrow's reality. So let me give you some ways that you can start to shift your mindset. The first way is to identify the thoughts and then challenge them. So ask yourself, what is the likelihood of that actually being true? What is this thought based on? Is it based on nonsense or fear, or is it based on facts? And then we can kind of move into reframing these thoughts with more positive and realistic ones. So for example, I'll never get better can be swapped for, I'm getting the hang of this. What you tell yourself on a daily basis is so key to recovery. Your brain is listening all the time. And often the people who never get better from chronic dizziness are the ones with a really negative mindset. They never try to shift their mindset. They just believe that something is really wrong, or that they can't be helped until doctors come up with a cure. But we have to realize that we are the ones who are in charge of our healing journey. We choose what we look at online. We choose who we speak to. We choose what doctors we go to, and we can choose our thoughts. So we are totally in charge. And I know that could feel really scary sometimes, but again, let's reframe that thought and say, actually, this is quite empowering. Because imagine how amazing it can feel. And I'm going to tell you just how amazing it feels to recover your well-being and know that you did that. I did that. You know, it's amazing. It really is amazing. And if I had waited for a doctor to give me a cure, I would still be bedbound. So another way to shift your thoughts is to use positive affirmations in replacement for the thoughts. So this is quite similar to the other one, but in the other exercise, we were reframing them with more positive thoughts, but this one can be an affirmation that you want to start believing. And in my free scripting challenge, which I will link below, I actually have 7 days worth of scripting prompts that can help you to start to get into that mindset of what would it actually feel like to be fully recovered. So you can start to write down positive affirmations that you genuinely believe. You know, they could be true positive statements about your current reality, or they could be affirmations that say, I'm healed, I live the life I want, you know, I love my body, I love myself, whatever it may be. So whenever you notice a negative thought arrive, you can immediately say one of those positive affirmations out loud. And yes, it may feel like it's just lies, but just keep going. Your brain will eventually get the hang of this. And I just want to remind you to treat yourself with kindness when you notice negative thoughts. It doesn't mean that you're a bad or negative person just because you have these thoughts. I mean, online is full of negative stuff about chronic dizziness recovery, so it's natural that you're going to feel some level of negativity when you think about that. You can't blame yourself for feeling that way, but it's now up to you to start shifting your beliefs because they are not helpful for healing. And if you're having a really bad symptom day and you just feel like your mindset is on the floor, just don't do anything. Just take a bath, watch your favorite movie, put some songs on, maybe have your friend or loved one nearby so you can just listen to them and you can talk to them. Whatever you can do to really care for yourself in that moment is going to really help you as well. Remember that you are not a constant self-improvement project. You deserve rest as well. And it's also really important to not judge these thoughts. You just want to kind of observe them without judgment, without being critical of them. And the easiest way to start doing that is through meditation. And I know you may hate the sound of that, but you don't have to sit there like Buddha with your eyes closed and legs crossed. Sometimes my meditations look like that. Sometimes they look like me just dancing to my favorite songs. Sometimes it's singing. Meditation has no rules, but the key to meditation is to just be aware of something, whether it's your thoughts, your breath, you know, a sound in the distance, whatever it is, just being aware. Bring your awareness to that one thing. And whenever you notice your mind straying away, just bring the awareness back. And it's really important with meditation to not follow any thoughts down the rabbit hole. Just be aware of them as an observer. Because of course you can't stop your thoughts, that's impossible, but you don't need to stop them. You just have to not follow them. And if you find yourself getting carried away, then bring your attention back to your physical body. So rub your hands together, rub your legs, do something that brings your awareness to the present moment. But for me, I really have found that the best way to shift my mindset throughout the day, whenever I notice symptoms, is to just do some deep breathing and think about what I will be doing once I'm completely recovered. And if for now you find visualization too hard, then you can just say out loud or write down a few things that you're grateful for about your current reality. Gratitude is the antidote to sickness, as I've said before. The more we focus on good things in our life, the bigger those things will become, and the more good things you will attract to you because you'll be putting that vibration out there. Just keep pointing it in the direction you want to go. When you notice your mind has gone off on one of the negativity, just stop talking. I know it can be so hard because you're like, but what if this, but what if that? No. What if it actually works out just fine? Your brain is probably well versed in negativity right now. Trust me, mine was as well. If you interview my mum one day, you will know that I was an absolute negative mess for many, many months. But what I never did was give up. So I really hope that was helpful. Before I go, I just want to mention that I'm creating an online course, which will hopefully be ready by the end of August. I'm really, really excited about this one. It has so much information. It already has about 25 sections with about 130 lessons in total already. So yeah, it's gonna be quite a lot of information. So please follow me on Instagram for any updates for that course. I have linked it in the description. It's Conscious Healing 101. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!